Alright guys, that is gonna be the beginning of the RPG match between MW, Milky Way, and Oblivion. It is a truly amazing opportunity right here to watch some of the best RPG drivers compete in this fun match right here. We're gonna have the first map right here. It is gonna be RPG Nos Astra, and we have the first respawn already by Nutsy. But to just display the format real quick, we're gonna have 5 rounds, or it will be played until the first team reaches 5 points. So it might take a little bit longer, actually. It's gonna be an endurance test for most of the drivers. We're gonna have 3 maps, and the map wins will count. So that is gonna be the rough format. You also gotta keep in mind that the lineups will change completely between each map. So a driver is not allowed to drive 2 maps. Essentially meaning that you will have completely different lineups for each team on every map. So we're gonna go into the first round. The TrackMania time right here is an 8:06:37 by Shoko, who is also competing right here for Milky Way together with Nutsy and Agent. For Oblivion we have Uke, Brandom, and Testify. And right now we are actually following Testify, who is on 4th position right now. Shoko and Agent are off to a really good start. Let's actually follow Uke here for a little bit, who is trailing them as we go up the giant pipe onto the rock. And now we have a little bit of a balancing part, and we saw Agent flying off right there. He was not able to balance his car, and he's going to drop down a little bit. Uke is going to take over that 2nd place, but Shoko is still on a pretty good lead right now. 2.1 seconds ahead as of now. But he made a mistake. Shoko actually had to respawn as well. And Uke, for Oblivion, will take that 1st place. For now, that is. Of course, RPG is incredibly difficult to drive consistently, especially on a difficult map like this. This one is also the longest map out of the map pack. The other 2 upcoming maps are going to be of roughly 4 to 6 minutes length, while this one, as you can see, is at least 8 minutes plus. So, not the easiest task right there for the drivers, and right now it is looking very good for Team Oblivion. We have Uke and Testify that are taking the first 2 positions. Testify actually going for the 1st place. Now we have... Oh, Uke getting a very bad landing. This is a section where you actually want to land 90 degrees rotated in order to be able to pull a bug slide around the corner and pass the jump. Uke, however, did not get that right, and he's lucky that he didn't fall off completely. So he's going to lose a little bit of time towards his teammate. But it's not really something he can not catch up from. So Uke 3.2 seconds behind. But as I said on RPG, those big time difference are not really a lot. So let's see what's going to happen as we dive into the 3-minute mark. Testify still in 1st. On 3rd place it is Shoko. That is surely but slowly creeping into that 2nd place. He's now really pushing it. You can clearly see that Shoko is going for some riskier lines right here. And he's coming closer. 0.6 now between Uke and Shoko. As we go through the balancing part. And you see Testify completely choking on the balancing part. And he even didn't make the jump. So he has to completely restart the section. And drops from 1st all the way down to 3rd place. So let's follow the fight for 1st place. Shoko and Uke going through this section right now. Uke with a bit more speed, coming closer again. This is neck and neck right here between the 2 drivers. Incredibly close. Shoko now having a little bit of an upper hand. Next balancing section down to the next checkpoint. Oh, Shoko gets that a lot better now. Will increase his lead just a little bit. 1.5 seconds at the previous checkpoint. Let's see what the next one is going to show for us. A little bit of a stretch right here. Into a left turn. Really risky right there, but you almost hit the wall on the inside. Now we have a slowdown part. Don't want to hit your forehead. However, Uke is actually doing that, but keeps himself stabilized, which is good. And he comes a little bit closer to Shoko. 1.2 seconds, so he caught up 0.3 of a second. And he's coming closer and closer. Incredibly nice race right there between Shoko and Uke. Let's actually follow some of the other drivers, though. We have Agent currently on 4th place, as far as I can tell. Now dropping down. Followed by Nutsy, who is dropping down now. And then it is Brandom that I think... no, Brandom is actually in 4th place. And then we have Agent and Nutsy. So Brandom right now on 4th place. And right now with the regular point partition, it will be around for Oblivion. Since they occupy 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place. What is happening in the lead? Let's follow. Oh, Shoko has actually extended his lead. It is now 2.2 seconds. Let's see what's this checkpoint is going to say. 3 seconds now. Shoko is really escaping, and considering that he holds the Daddy one time, it is definitely no surprise. Oh, Yuke! Oh, boy. Yuke has to respawn, and that is going to cost him a lot of time. That is a long respawn that he has to do. Testify now, taking over that second place. Nothing's lost for Oblivion, though. We only have a position change inside of the team, but they are not losing any points. Thanks for the heads up in the chat, by the way. Didn't know that. But yeah, Shoko is extending his lead now. He is capitalizing on these mistakes from his opponents. So let's follow him through this section of the track. Going through the little hole right there, over the hill. Oh, a little bit of a gear down there. Loses some speed, but no problem. He can afford these little mistakes. His lead is so massive that can easily afford that. Testify, 4.2 seconds behind, so he needs to push it right now. Makes a little mistake, but he needs a very, very quick last section of the track. We only have roughly 2 minutes left, so he needs to really, really push it now if he wants to take first place. 3.9 seconds. The gap is diminishing, and we see Shoko actually on the balancing section right there. He is struggling. He is struggling, maybe saving it a little bit. Maybe pulling the Marius 5 save at this point. Testify is coming closer. 3.3 seconds. Backwards part. Here we go. You want to go backwards onto the booster. Then drive up. Turn around your car. Continue backwards again. Want to keep as much speed as possible. You actually maintain more speed. Oh, but Testify is struggling to change from backwards to forwards gear, and he has to completely restart the section. Testify and Brandom are now very, very close to each other, together with Yuke. So a lot of mistakes being made. Yuke is now passing this section. And yeah, this is looking really good for Shoko. No struggle for him. 9.5 seconds now for him. And yeah, a lot of struggle right there in the backwards part, which is actually a shortcut. So this part is not driven the way it's meant to be driven. Meaning that players are taking a different route than intended from the mapper. The mapper of this map, of course, Golo, very, very known in the RPG community, has built very, very good maps. Has been around the TrackMania scene for a long time already. And here we see Shoko that is actually approaching the last section now. We have a last section right here where you drop onto the stadium roof and back into the map with a long jump plus a water bounce. Boop. Oh, is he even gonna make it? No! Shoko is actually not making the jump and he has to respawn. But no one is actually coming close. We see Yuke and Agent actually really close to each other. This is really, really close. Testify on second place. And look how close this is. Shoko has lost all of his lead. Testify now really close to Shoko. But this is the last section of the track. Let's see, maybe Testify is going to make something happen. You can see he's pushing it. And he's coming closer to Shoko late. Now we have this dirt section. Testify going for a nice no slide. He's coming a little bit closer. But we're also coming closer to the finish line. Respawn into the left-hander. Testify saving it a little bit. Chocolate still in the lead by kind of a second right there. And he's gonna take it. 1.3 seconds between first and second place. Really, really close right there. Shoko clocking in an 8:40. Testify with an 8:41. And the next player to cross the finish line is gonna be Nutsi. No, Yuke. It is gonna be Yuke. Is he gonna pass the last jump? Yes, he will. Next up, gonna be Nutsi on 4th place. And this round is gonna be actually going to Milky Way. Many, many mistakes being done in the first round. The best time, 8:40, is 34 seconds behind the fastest time from Chocolate. So many, many mistakes being made. Let's see how the second round is gonna go. 1-0 for MW. Let's follow Nutsi, who didn't really show the greatest of performances in the first round. Maybe he can step it up Of course, as I said, it is incredibly difficult to drive a clean round on this map. And as I say that, Nutsy has to respawn. And this section right here is really difficult already. You want to land on the rock, not slide off. And also drive backwards up the rock, because the stadium car is actually having better acceleration up the hill if you go in backwards gear. Don't ask me why. You can ask our Lord and Savior Hylis for that. But that is a technique that is being used in RPG maps a lot. So backwards is actually viable in certain occasions. Nutsy, so as I said, he drops down to last place, and now he actually passed this part, but he's gonna lose more than 20 seconds, I would say. 30 seconds even! 30 seconds! Nutsy has lost half a minute with that mistake already. So he's gonna be out. Great start for MW with Shoko again in the lead, followed by Agent. Then we have Brandon, Testify, and Yuke. Team Oblivion very close to each other as of now. Going to the ceiling hit. A little bit of a balancing section right here. Up the pipe. Just like that. Everybody passing it. This is not really too difficult of a section. So this map offers a little bit of some cooldown sections, as well as some really, really spicy sections where you need to put all of your effort into if you don't want to die. But everybody's passing this. Now we have the section where Shoko actually had to respawn in the previous round. And this time it actually looks like he had to do it again. Unbelievable. Shoko and Agent both died in this section. And Agent drops down again. Agent is losing control on the upwards pipe. And he's gonna have to respawn again. We have an ace for Oblivion right now. Testify, Brandon, and Yuke are leading over Milky Way. Really, really good looking round for Oblivion as of now. I did not expect the Oblivion players, the Milky Way players to die at that section actually, since they made that mistake in round 1 already, and now it happened again. So maybe that section is a little harder than it might look like. Oh, and Yuke again! Struggling to initiate the bug slide on this ledge. But luckily enough, he still manages to keep himself on the platform. Almost slid off though. He almost slid off, so that was really, really close. So Testify is holding strong on first place, Yuke on second, and Brandon on third. Brandon also playing some dirt every now and then, so he's a versatile player. He knows how to handle this car. He's of course a member of Oblivion for a reason. So let's follow him for a little bit. A little bit of a platform section. Pretty bouncy. You want to make sure that you balance your car. Make sure that you don't tilt completely. Oh, is he going to make it? No, he got a landing bug on the ledge. Right here on the border. Now he makes it though. Second try it is for Brandon. Still in second place. And Yuke actually dropped down from the top down to 5th place. Is he able to save? Yes. Let's see, Yuke now jumping, coming closer to Nutsy. I think Yuke is gonna push it right here. He's coming closer just by a little bit. Gets stuck with his right back wheel on that edge though. Loses some time, but not really a biggie. He's still in the mix. This balancing section, everybody surviving it. We see Shoko also not too far ahead of these drivers. And Testify is on an amazing run. He seems to be on a roll. No big mistake for Testify. He's 17.3 seconds ahead of his teammate Brandon. So it is looking very, very good for Oblivion right now. Shoko not too far behind Brandon. Only 3 seconds. So maybe we might see a position change right there for second and third place. Nutsy also 3 seconds behind Shoko. And Yuke just behind. Let's follow this fight for position number 4. Yuke jumping a little bit lower onto the quarter pipe. Goes for an inside line and now they're neck and neck. Going towards the respawn checkpoint. Yuke now going over to that fourth place. Nutsy trailing in the slipstream of Yuke. Risky plays right there by both of the drivers. Jumping onto the next platform. And the next respawn checkpoint. Yuke still holding on that 4th place. Nutsy waiting for a mistake. Lurking in the shadows. Now we have the next jump. We have seen Yuke actually making a mistake in the previous round. This time he survives it. Speed is very important right there. You don't want to land in between the platforms. Otherwise, you're just going to be straight up stuck right there. Now, very risky section by Nutsy. And he wasn't able to keep control over his car. Will full stop into the wall and loses at least 2 seconds with that. So Nutsy will remain on that 5th place. Water bounce into the hole. Barely makes that one. Yuke still holding strong on that 4th place. Chocolate is now creeping in closer to Brandon. Actually getting really close right here. Last 2 minutes of the track. And now we have a fight for position number 2. Might be an important position change. Every point is important, of course. Shoko now risking it right here. And he's now going for the overtake on Brandon. What a really well executed transition right there from Chocolate. But Brandon with a better angle. Dropping through the hole and recovers from that overtake. Brandon up to 2nd place again. Chocolate now going through this balancing section where he had some problems in the previous round. Brandon now saving it right there. Marius 5 save for Brandon. But Chocolate is not really pulling away too much. So Brandon can still take that 2nd place back. Now we have the shortcut backward section. And also we see Testify that lost his 20-second lead. He is now actually dropping down to 2nd place. Testify has made a humongous mistake. Has lost all of his lead. 20 seconds down the drain. Testify down to 2nd place. And Chocolate will inherit that 1st place. What a back and forth in the second half of the track. Not sure what happened to Testify, but I'm pretty sure he didn't get the shortcut right. And that's how easy it goes. Even a 20-second lead, which sounds like so much in TrackMania. In RPG, it can go down the drain so quickly. So Chocolate will be on that 1st place. Testify on Brandon on 2nd and 3rd. But this is not decided yet, and Chocolate now had to respawn, didn't pass this jump, and he will get passed by both Oblivion drivers again. But Chocolate recovering again and goes up to 2nd place. Brandon with a very safe balancing part, and Chocolate fell again. He fell again and has to respawn another time. 3 respawns for Chocolate at this section. Very, very unnecessary right there. He had that 2nd place, and now Testify is up to the lead again. The position that he had all the time is now going back to where it belongs. Testify now going for the water pounds. Oh, where is he gonna land in the gap? No, he is gonna pass the water bounds just fine together with Brandon. So this round is looking good for Oblivion. Nutsy is actually going up to 2nd place. To 3rd, sorry. While Chocolate dropped down all the way to 4th place. Really, really unfortunate for Shoko. Yuke wasn't able to recover that well from his initial mistakes in this round. And Testify will finish with an 8:38. New fastest time of this match. Brandon on 2nd with an 8:44. And now next up is gonna be Nutsy. Clocks in an 8:51. Shoko up next. Gets the sub 9 minutes as well. 8:57 for Shoko. All of the other drivers will pass the 9-minute mark. Yuke actually not going for the respawn. Interesting. Just turns around at the checkpoint. Aims for more exit speed. And Yuke will take position number 5. Last one remaining is Agent. What is Agent doing exactly? Ah, he's backing up. He is backing up. And he's coming closer to the finish line as well. Will he get under 10 minutes? Not the greatest round for Agent though, that is for certain. Agent is very, very fast on RPG. And this round just didn't go well for him. And there you go, Agent with a 9:55. All of the players are under 10 minutes. And Team Oblivion will tie up the score, 1-1. Next round, we're gonna play till 5, so this match is nowhere close to be ending. And Nutsy, again, with a terrible start. He made a mistake right at the turnaround at the start block. Nutsy does not feel the start at all. Now, the shortcut, no one is actually falling off. This one is really difficult to pull off. Keeping your car on that rock and backing up is really difficult. Definitely harder than it might look like. And everybody is making it. Oh, Testify not hitting the hole. Gets a little stuck, but not really too much of a biggie. So he is gonna keep that 5th place. Let's follow some of the other drivers. Agent this time. A very good start for him. Followed by Shoko. Nice turnaround there by the drivers. Oh, we saw Brandon. He was on 3rd at checkpoint 2. And now he's all the way down to last place. Triple lead for MilkyWay as of now. Oh, Yuke has to respawn. The section that you see right here is actually slippery. The section where he died was slippery and he did not keep control over his car. So Yuke drops down to 4th place. Oh, bad landing. Is he gonna make this actually? Yes. No! Yuke is not making that and has to respawn again. Terrible start for Oblivion in this round. This is really, really bad for Oblivion. All 3 of the drivers have lost so much time already. This is going to be difficult to recover from. That is for sure. Oh, and another mistake. Who was that? I think it was Testify that has to respawn now. Testify got stuck and has to redo this entire section again. Oh, boys. You can see the checkpoint display. Shoko and Agent and Nutsy are all at checkpoint 6 and 7 respectively. While Testify is at checkpoint 3, now 4. This is not looking good for him at all. Oh, a risky bug slide right there by Nutsy. And it didn't work out for him. Will he pass it a second time? Yes. Just barely though. However, Brandon is now capitalizing and Brandon is creeping in closer. He is on 3rd place. Coming in closer to that 2nd place. Good stuff right there. Coming closer and closer with every little section. And Brandon is going for the overtake. What a beautifully executed section right there by Brandon. Minimizes the airtime on those platform transitions to a minimum. And that, of course, paid off. Very well executed by Brandon. Nutsy down to 3rd. Now we have this section where we saw a surprisingly big amount of mistakes. This time, however, nobody makes a mistake. Nutsy risking it over the little slide over the edge right there. Survives it and keeps himself right behind Brandon. No mistakes, no anything. This part is pretty straightforward. You just need to be precise with your slides and with your turning. And Chocolate is actually losing a little bit of that lead he had. 5.9 seconds, but Brandon had to respawn. But Nutsy as well. So both of them actually struggling with this section. Both of them making the exact same mistake and have to respawn. So as I was speaking about Chocolate losing his lead, now he is going to capitalize from that again. Slowdown section. Dropping down all the way into the slope. And the gap has increased 12.1 seconds now between 1st and 2nd place. But we have seen in the previous round that 12 seconds in RPG mean absolutely nothing. Yuke is now dropping down as well. He is pretty far behind. At the checkpoint, almost 20 seconds behind 3rd place. Agent not too far behind Yuke. And Testify, after that incredibly bad start, he is definitely not gonna gain any positions right there. He's probably gonna be like 45 seconds. Wow, good call. 44.8 seconds behind the leader. But this is the fight we have to look out for. This is the only fight that is going on right now. Brandon versus Nutzy. Oblivion versus Milky Way right now as we go through the next checkpoint. Will we see some mistakes here? Nope, all of them are managing the landings correctly. Brandon landing a bit more right. Will not have the best angle for the jump. And as I say that, Nutzy, oh, barely able to keep himself on the road. He was almost flipping over entirely. But here he is again. Brandon apparently didn't lose that much time. Brandon back to second place. What a recovery from the French player. All of a sudden, he is back in the game again. But Brandon jumping a bit too far left and loses some time again as we drop down into this pipe section. Ooh, mistake by Brandon. Mistimed that drift. Into the next hole we go. The difference is just 2 seconds. 2 seconds can be lost with one little mistake or a respawn. Let's see. Nutzy holding up strong with that second place, and right now it is a very good looking round for Milky Way. First and second place are enough to win the round. Now we have this very, very difficult section with the balancing act. You rather want to be safe than sorry right here. A respawn would be deadly, especially in a clutch situation like this, where the positions are not decided yet at all. Backward section. Who is gonna pass this one now? This section is definitely easier than it might look like. Are we gonna see some mistacos being made right here? Oh, Brandon jumping super far, almost touched the freewheel, but he's able to back off just in time, and he's gonna reach the finish. The checkpoint, I'm sorry. All three drivers are making it. Very, very good stuff. Oh, harder than it might look like. I'm sorry. Oh, Brandon, is he gonna make this jump now? Oh, what a save! What a save, what a save, what a save. Chat disabled for 3 seconds. Brandon with the save of this year. Barely able to keep himself on the track, but he lost some time, obviously. However, Nutzy has been struggling as well, and Nutzy has dropped down to 3rd place. Nutzy lost his position, and he's now behind Brandon. Will he come back from this? Let's have a look. We are coming closer towards the end of the track. Now we are coming to the stadium roof section. Nutzy, ooh, not the greatest landing right there, but it is enough to maintain the speed for this jump. Goes very wide. Want to stay centered right here. Looks like Brandon is going to pass it. Shoko as well. However, Shoko lost a lot of time right there, I think. Ah, never mind. Shoko, 8:28. Very good time by Shoko. Takes 1st place. Brandon will most likely take that 2nd place. Nutzy is too far away. He's not going to be able to make a difference unless Brandon makes a mistake in the last finish jump. Will he make it? That is the big question. Brandon makes it and takes 2nd with an 850.9099. Nutzy and Agent following up, and this is definitely going to be the round for Milky Way. Oh, Uke falling off. And he is nowhere close to the finish. Uke is completely on tilt. He is at checkpoint 20. The finish timeout is just 1 minute. I am not sure if he's gonna reach the finish line even. This is gonna be difficult. It doesn't matter though. Milky Way got this round anyway. No matter whether Uke is gonna finish or not, it is not gonna play a sufficient role. So let's follow him. Okay, 30 seconds. I'm not sure. He might be able to just barely make it. Let's see. 10-minute mark has passed, and Yuke is smashing himself into the water and hits the retire button. Second point for MilkyWay, 2-1. Next round, and maybe a chance for Yuke to recover. He did a pretty good job in the first round, but then he didn't really keep up with the pace of the other drivers, so maybe this round is going to be a bit better. Yuke and Testify both backing up in order to make sure that they're going to land on the rock, and they will both make it. But who do I see in the back? Nutsy again, struggling with the start. This is really something that is not going well for him whatsoever. Nutsy again not passing the first jump. But he can very well recover from it if he completes the rest of the track without further mistakes or stumbles. Oh, very different line from Yuke right there. Oh, he has no acceleration. We are currently driving on a glass surface, and on glass surface you obviously don't really have the greatest acceleration, especially when you have a stadium car with a Honda engine. So, in case you lose your momentum, it is really difficult to get back to speed. But Yuke will not have big problems. Same here. Glass surface, bad acceleration. Great start for Shoko again. He is in the lead and he leads by 2 seconds already. And we're just 1 minute into the track. He is really on fire. Shoko, a very, very experienced and fast RPG player. And it shows. It definitely shows. Brandom on second place. Agent on third. Yuke. Better start for the German player this time. For Team Oblivion. He is on fourth place right now. Nutsy, after that bad start, is on fifth. He has overtaken Testify, who once again is not really feeling it. Testify has made some mistakes in the previous round in the first half of the track, and now the bad streak continues for Testify. Not looking good for him at all. Let's follow Yuke. He is on that fourth place still. Now we have the section. Yuke going for the bug slide. Oh no! And he has to do it again. He was risking it right there and didn't keep control of his car, and he makes the same mistake again. Yuke now trying to save it with the turtle, and he makes it. What an absolute mad lad right there. Yuke saves it with a perfectly executed turtle into the wall. Brandom, however, take over the lead by 4.7 seconds. So Shoko, after I praised him, made a mistake, and he's now fighting for that second place with his own teammate Agent. Oh, somebody got stuck there. It was Agent, but luckily he didn't flip his car or got stuck completely. So Agent will just suffer from a little bit of a time loss, but he's still gonna keep that third place. Shoko creeping in closer to Brandom and actually passed him. So another position change in the lead. Shoko now up to first place. Brandom not with the best part right there. Gets stuck in the wall. Shoko will extend his lead just by a little bit. Brandom with another additional wall touch. But since we're traveling at pretty low speed, a little wall touch isn't really costing too much time. So Brandom's still in the race for that first place. 2.9 seconds at the checkpoint. Agent following up really close. Almost hits the freewheels on the sides. You want to make sure that you don't fly too far or drop down too far. Otherwise you will clip those freewheels that are at the outside of that turn. Very close. But he survives. Dropping down. Agent stabilizing his car very well and actually maintains more speed than Brandom. Gets a better angle around the corner, and Agent up to second place. Brandom dropping down to third place. This is neck and neck right now. Quarter pipe jump. Both of them make it perfectly. But Brandom definitely with the superior lines. Next quarter pipe jump. Agent risking it a little bit more, but didn't really pay off too much. 4 seconds between first and third. One mistake could turn the whole thing around. Let's have a look. Another promising looking round for Milky Way though. With the current positioning, it will be the next point for them, and it's gonna be a 3-1 in total. But then again, we're only halfway through the track, so a lot of things can happen. This is RPG, everything can happen at any point of the time. Brandon still in second place. Now we have this section where Brandon has made a mistake in the previous round, but he actually recovered pretty nicely from it. So let's see if he's going to struggle with it again. Oh, Agent landing on 2 wheels, but he maintained enough speed. Brandon actually flipped his car and has to respawn. Agent will say hello with a very thankful face. Ooh, almost lands in the hole. Almost plays the Golf with Friends simulator, but he stays on the track, and it is the double lead for Milky Way. Shoko on first, followed by Agent. Yuke now actually overtaking his teammate Brandon down to 4th place. He was up to 2nd for a brief moment, and now it is not looking good for him. And he gets a very bad, like very weird landing. What the hell happened right there to Brandon? The back end of his car pulled down and he wasn't able to actually reach the jump. That was really awkward. Unlucky for Brandon. Very unlucky. So the 2 Milky Way drivers are still holding strong on those first 2 positions. Shoko passed this section. Agent can also save it right there. He will do it. Looking good. Looking better than ever before. Yuke on 3rd. 20 seconds behind. That is a lot. That is a lot. But now we have the backwards section. Maybe somebody is going to make a mistake. Let's have a look. Agent will make it. Chocolate made it as well. So Yuke has to make it as well if he wants to stay in the race. Oh, not the best backup right there from Yuke. Is he going to pass this booster? No! And he has to do the whole thing again. Nutsy will capitalize from that. And it is the triple lead for MW right now. It is the ace. Shoko, Agent, and Nutsy completely destroying Oblivion in this round. Agent actually took over the lead. Look at that. Wow. Shoko with a massive mistakes, and he actually struggles a little bit with this narrow section. Keeps himself on the track. Agent now dropping onto the stadium roof, and this is going to be a pretty good time, I think. Let's see what Agent is going to clock in at the finish line. Shoko also made it. Nutsy about to approach it. This round is pretty much decided already. Oh, struggles a lot on the dirt. You can see that he lost 5 gears in that section. But it's still going to be a moderately nice time right there from Agent. Under 8:20, maybe. Let's see. 16, 17, 18, 19, 18.80 by Agent. Very, very nice time. And that is a great recovery from the previously performed round that really didn't go all too well for Agent. So, he didn't let himself get intimidated by one bad round. And he clocks in a very good time. Together with Shoko, 8:25, and Nutsy, 8:39. Clean round for MW. The score will go up 3-1. We're going to play till 5. Yuke now coming to the finish line. The little BM right there. 911.003 for him. Brandon up next. He is going to reach the finish line as well. Oh, gets a bit stuck. And he's just not driving anymore. Whatever. Testify and Brandom are giving up this round 3-1. And Oblivion need to make something happen now. They have made many, many mistakes. Oh, Shoko with a late start. Oops. But, yeah. They need to really step it up now. The pace is lacking. The consistency is lacking. There are many, many mistakes in the wrong parts of the map. So Oblivion needs to step up their game right about now. Nobody's struggling with the start. Even Nutsy made it. Awesome stuff. Nutsy is in the mix with the leaders this time. Let's follow Yuk. Oh, bumps his forehead on the roof, but didn't really cost him too much time. So very close pack here still in the first minute of the track. Oh, a little mistake right there. Got stuck on the edge. And a great start by Nutsy. Wow. Nutsy in the lead. That is something we haven't really seen so far in this match. Usually it was Shoko that got the best starts. Now, however, he is struggling to keep up with the pace of the other drivers. Shoko is actually last, behind Testify. Ooh, Testify gets stuck and has to respawn. Brandom as well. And 2 Oblivion drivers with the respawn in the same section. And this is a long respawn. This is a terribly long respawn. And they will lose 15 seconds. Nutsy had to respawn as well, though. Oh, dear. Who is in the lead right now? It is Yuk, actually in the lead, followed by Shoko. Oh, Shoko with the cut, but it didn't work. He fell into the hole. So, hole in one for Shoko. Keeps himself on second place, though. Nicely done right there by Shoko. Gets the tighter line around the checkpoint. Re-enables his engine a bit earlier than Agent. So he's gonna keep that second place as of now. This section now, who's gonna make it? Ooh, Agent! Agent! Oh, he didn't make it! Agent got stuck on the edge of the booster block. Testify will pass him. Agent drops down to 4th. But Testify... Oh no! Agent got stuck as well! What a back and forth right there. Testify and Agent both struggling a little bit with the edges on this map. And Yuk is gonna have that happy smile on his face. He is 10 seconds ahead already. And we are just 3 minutes into the track. Great start for Yuk and Oblivion. This is what they need. Shoko on 2nd. Testify on 3rd. Agent just behind. And then it is Nutsy versus Brandom for that 5th place. Let's have a look at the checkpoint delta. Oh, what a risky line by Brandom. That could have gone worse. That could have gone worse. And he actually goes for an alternative line. 29.9 seconds is the gap between 1st and 6th place already. So the positions right now are pretty set in stone. We have relatively big gaps between the drivers. Let's just alternate between the drivers a little bit right here. But yeah, what a start by Yuk, ladies and gentlemen. Great, great run. And this is actually going to be a great time as well if he keeps this up. So let's follow him for a little bit. Continues to do well. No mistake right here. Respawn, Zack, and Yuk continues to keep up the good pace. Shoko now with the respawn as well. Testify coming closer to that respawn as well. 15.3 seconds. That is a pretty big gap. So, nothing really too spectacular going on. Brandon is pretty close to Nutzy. So maybe we're going to see something as we progress through the map. Testify landing properly. Gets the boost. Oh no! And Testify has to respawn. And all of a sudden, he is in the mix with Nutzy, Brandon, and himself. That is a very tight section with the pipe balancing right here. This time, Testify will make it. Brandon touches the wall and has to back up. Brandon has to back up. Not looking good for him at all. Nutzy gets a no slide. Alright. Well done here by Agent. Slightly different approach here for this section. You can approach it from a bit more left, which could probably give you a bit more speed dropping down. But in this section, you don't really need a lot of speed anyway. So it doesn't really matter as long as you don't fall off. I think in this section, you will be settled. And Agent has actually passed Shoko, who had to respawn apparently. And yeah, Yuke is on a great time. He is 20 seconds ahead. Roughly 1 minute left for Yuke. If he keeps this up, this is, I would say, an 8.10 something. 8.1x. Jumping up. Oh! Almost fell off. Was barely able to grip right there. But this is looking good. No, he has to back up now. And that is going to be a time loss of, let's say, 5 seconds. Unfortunate right there. But he can afford it. He is in a position where he can afford it. Of course, his good time is going to go down the flusher. But that doesn't really mean a lot anyway. It's about the positions, not about the times. Oh, and this is actually a fight we have to look out for. But as I spectate, Testify drops off, jump too far. And we have Nutzy versus Agent. The two teammates that are fighting it out for position number 4. But now I think that is rather going to be position number 3. Because Testify dropped down. Good looking round for MilkyWay. Again. But Agent has to respawn. Doesn't really get the best landing onto the stadium roof. He saw that in time. He saw that his car was onto 2 wheels too much. And Yuke is coming towards the finish line. It is an 8:34. He definitely was on an 8.2x pace at least. Without that mistake. But a great time nonetheless on this very difficult track. Yuke taking first place. Shoko now clocked in a time of 8:43. Next up on the chopping block is going to be Nutzy. 8:55 for him. Agent on 4th, and this is going to be the round for MW again. Oh, Testify. Little BM donut right there. Clocks in a 9:16. And the last one on the track is going to be Brandon. It is not looking good for Oblivion on map number 1, ladies and gentlemen. Another round lost. And they need to win 4 rounds in a row now. If they want to win this map. It is going to be an incredibly difficult task. The score will go up to a 4-1 in favor of MW. Perhaps the last round of map number 1 coming in. So here we go again through the bumpy start section over the rocks. Oh, and Nutsy fell off again. Who would have thought? Nutsy with a mistake again. And we have Lordy with a Twitch Prime sub. Thank you very much, man. Welcome to the team. Nutsy made it in his second attempt, but once again, this is going to be a massive time loss. 13.4 seconds behind already in checkpoint 1. However, we have Brandon not with the greatest of starts either. Also, Yuke has struggled a little bit. So Yuke, after his amazing previous round, now finding himself on 4th place only. Testify on 3rd. And once again, the two MW drivers, Shoko and Agent, who are usually doing really good at the start, are now showing that again and are leading the pack with a 1st and 2nd position for now. Testify holding up strong though with the pace of Agent and Shoko, who are really mastering the start of this map, going through the respawn right here at checkpoint 4. Only 1.7 seconds between 1st and 3rd place. So this is still very, very close. Yuke on 4th, followed by Brandon and Nutsy. So Brandon and Nutsy are already more than 10 seconds behind. They need to make something happen in the upcoming sections of the track. Agent now taking over the lead. Shoko trying to maintain a bit more speed. In one of the previous rounds, we saw that Shoko actually went for the overtake on Agent in this part by just slowing down a little bit less and clipping the checkpoint a bit earlier with an inside line. This time, however, he went for the overtake with a slightly different section. Now we have Agent again struggling. Agent is really, really not fun with this part at all. Made the same mistake again, and Testify is going to go up to 2nd place temporarily. So Testify will still remain on that 2nd place. Very good fight for 2nd between Agent and Testify. On this platform heavy section. Oh, Testify with a little clip. Lost some speed. And right behind it is Yuke. We still have the fight going on. Shoko keeps himself in the lead with already 5 seconds. I think Shoko is on a great, great time right now. 5 seconds at this point of the map. I think that is going to be a moderately nice time by Shoko. Let's follow Yuke for a little bit, as we are coming closer to the first out of 2 quarter pipe jumps. Yuke will pass it, and now we come to the 2nd one. We see the other drivers in the distance, Testify and Agent. So this is very, very close. 2nd and 4th place. Oh, but we see Agent actually going on a 2-wheel adventure right here. Is he gonna reach the checkpoint? He is backing up with a turtle. Is he gonna accumulate enough speed to reach a wall right there? And he does not unturtle. Agent trying his best to recover from his misery right here. But he sees no actual adventure, no opportunity. And there he goes. Agent with a multi-lap on his eternal... Wow. What a save by Agent. What a save. But of course, he lost everything. He lost everything. He is down to 5th place now. Very, very unfortunate for Agent. He should have just respawned. I think that could have lost him a bit less time than what he did right there. Testify is very, very far behind. I don't think he's going to play a crucial role in this match. In the lead, Shoko still holding strong and keeping up a very good pace. Uke on 2nd, followed by Brandon. Then we have MW on 4th and on 5th, which means right now, MW would close out map 1. Oh, little touch by Agent. So let's follow Nutsy here for a little bit. Oh, and Nutsy fell off. Will drop down even behind Agent now. Uke now approaching the shortcut section. Will he make it this time? He needs to back up more. You really need to go as high as you can. Uke, no! Uke didn't make it. He is really not good at parking, I think. Don't give this guy a car IRL. That is just not working out. So he's gonna lose 2 positions. Uke down to 5th. And this is terrible for Oblivion. It is looking really, really good for MW. Might be an early GG at this point. Shoko on a great time, dropping onto the water. Random now up the hill in backwards gear. Nicely done. Agent now up onto the balancing section. Same for Nutsy. Uke approaching this section as well. Testify still needs to come towards that part. But yeah, Shoko is going to be on a great time. Oh, Lord in heaven. Shoko with an 8.10. What a time by Shoko. Unbelievable. What a time by Shoko. Only 4 seconds behind the world record. Absolutely incredible performance. Leaves everyone and their mothers in his dust. Wow. Brandon on 2nd place, half a minute behind. Brandon with an 8:42. This is a good round if you consider what times have been driven in the previous round. But Shoko has just completely demolished everyone. Unbelievable. Uke clocks in 3rd. Agent very close though. Recovered pretty nicely. Only 1.6 seconds between 3rd and 4th place. But this is going to be the GG for MW on the map number 1. Nutsy took that 5th place. And that will be the decisive positions in the point standings. Alright, that is gonna conclude map number 1. It is Milky Way that takes map number 1 with a clean 5-1 victory. However, this is not over yet. This is a best of 3. We're gonna go on to the second map very soon. The next map is gonna be Lugus. A little bit of a shorter map. So the first map was the longest map out of the map pack. The second one, a little bit shorter. It is 6 minutes, and we actually, wow, we have in-game OST, boys. Wow. Amazing. So we're gonna have one warm-up. This is a map by Sorrow and Beat Infected. So I think they're gonna have one full warm-up and then we're gonna go live. And for those that are not fond with the format of this little match right here, the lineups are gonna change entirely. One driver is only allowed to drive one map, meaning that the entire lineup for both teams are gonna switch. So we're gonna see 6 fresh drivers for both lineups, meaning that the entire outcome might be entirely different. The lineup for NW is gonna be Tourist, Sixella, and Ariana G. That's an annoying sound in the background, not gonna lie. And for Oblivion, it's gonna be Skandir, Hazard, and AEQ. So we can use the warm-up to discover the map a little bit. We have a very, very different theme to this map. It is more of a castle-ish theme to this map. And yeah, the map looks amazing. Of course, a very difficult one as well. Current TrackMania 1 is a 6:44.16. I think there was a 6:43 or something in time attack, if I recall correctly. But I think I'm safe to say any time under 7 minutes is gonna be incredibly fast on this map. We also see Tourist and Sixella. The lineup, the entire lineup for Milky Way is gonna be represented right there in the TrackMania. Only 6 seconds between those 3. So they are all very well prepared for this map. Oh yeah, we see a 6:42 in local records actually. So it wasn't too far away. 6:42.619 by Ariana. We're following him right now, player from Germany. If you didn't know, Ariana Grande, the singer, is actually German and plays TrackMania. You heard it here first. So as you can see, this map has a lot of transitions, a lot of little jumps and turns, and many, many different platforms. Air brake is very, very vital on a map like this. Car stabilization, the #1 key to success on this one. You really need to know what the car is going to do in certain situations. You need to be able to predict the car's behavior. especially when you have multiple of these jumps coming up in succession in a short period of time. So car control is really, really important, especially on a map like this. It is important in RPG in general, but especially when you have a map like this, you need to be the car. You need to feel the car. So, we have the intro again. Lugus. Made for the Atlas RPG Cup. So the warm-up will actually restart, which gives the players a little more time to prepare themselves. Great lineup right here for both teams. So as I said, Ariana has the fastest time. He's going to be a great contender for those fast times in the live rounds as well. Then we have Tourist, a great RPG driver as well. Hazard, a multi-environment expert. He is, he took second in Riolo's XD race season 1. So he is very good with all of the cars. Not only with the stadium car, but also with Canyon, Lagoon, and Valley. Sixela from France, also RPG expert. Skandir, also known for performing very well in cups like the Zerator Cup or some other French tournaments. So Skandir, a young and talented driver in the stadium environment. And then we have AEQ, also an RPG expert. So this is going to bode well for a great fight on this map. So, of course, Oblivion need to win this map now. They have lost map 1, and since this is the best of 3, if they want to survive and if they still want to have a chance at winning this one, they need to win map number 2, which is this one. The pressure is definitely going to be on the shoulders of the Oblivion players, and this map does not allow any mistakes. That is for certain. This is going to be a very difficult one to be consistent on. Mistakes will be punished very quickly. But in general, I would say this map, like by the looks of it, is a bit easier than the previous one. Is a bit easier than map 1. So hopefully we're gonna see some close fights or closer fights between the drivers. Multiple flips here as well. Flips can be a bit risky. Sometimes the flips just don't work. Especially when you drive with pad and you have an issue with your dead zone. That causes the car to sometimes steer automatically. The thing is, when the car steers in the air, it will automatically stabilize. So, if that happens, the flip is sometimes not working. And that is something you really want to make sure that is not going to happen. But yeah, the warm-up bodes well for a nice fight. We see Skandir and Ariana G really close to each other. So I am very looking forward to this one. Maybe the chance for the chat to bring up some expectations. Who's gonna take it? Who do you think is gonna win map number 2? That horn, though. Is it me or do the clouds actually move faster on this map? Okay, they do move fast. Holy shit, they move fast. These clouds are on LSD or something. Jesus. Yeah, that is not normal. That is not normal. Okay. I thought it was me. I thought something was in my Kellogg's. But apparently not. Ooh. Big mistake by Ariana, ruining the great fight between him and Skandir. But hey, then again, this is just a warm-up. The second map is gonna be played to 5 points as well. Please don't horn, thank you. Don't horn, please. Thank. Why no horn? Because it's gonna make the VOD blocked. Because it's Ariana Grande music. Copyright, my dudes. Yeah, Yubo, I can do that. Alright, coming closer to the finish. Yeah, this horn is allowed. It's bad, but it's allowed. Hazard with the ayaya. That is allowed. So, here's the finish line. Can't really miss that one. And this is gonna be starting the timer for the warm-up. So you can see the timer on the right side. 1 minute left in the warm-up, and then we go live on map number 2. It is gonna be a banger. Very tricky section here as well. You have, of course, grass physics or dirt physics on this. So not easy to navigate through this rainforest, if I may say so. Alright, and here we go. GLHF. Map number 2 is starting. Milky Way going into this one with the advantage. They have won map number 1. So map number 2 has to be won by Oblivion if they still want to stay in the match. Here we go. Let's follow Tourist through the first set of turns and jumps and transitions and everything. Great start for him. Ariana in the lead, already accumulated a 0.2 of a second gap in the first 30 seconds of the track. Tourist keeping up very well though. Ariana with a little wall touch as we go up the staircase. We saw Skandir on 3rd place as we go through the next staircase. Up we go. Sixella on 4th place, trying to go for the overtake on Skandir. Good start for MW in the first minute of the track. AEQ and Hazard trailing a little further behind, but that's only a second. That's not really a lot. A little mistake can already throw them up some positions as well. Now we have a water section. AEQ almost... Oh, he fell off. He was not able to grip in time, and that is going to be a massive time loss. Especially on a slow-paced section like this one. You really don't want to respawn. So one Oblivion driver will be down already. Hazard still has the chance to come back if one of the players in front of him make a mistake. Let's follow Skandir. Belgian player for Team Elementary in the ongoing tech tournament right now. Oh, Skandir with a weird flip, barely able to keep himself stabilized right there, but he recovers pretty well and is still on that 4th place. He lost some time with that though. 2 seconds now between 1st and 4th place. Triple lead for Milky Way right now. Ariana on 1st, followed by Tourist and Sixela. Really looking good for MW in this round so far. We saw AEQ very far back already. How many seconds is he behind? Let's have a look at the next checkpoint. Checkpoint 8 will be crossed right here. No. Where is checkpoint 8? Checkpoint 8 is coming up right here. 14.3 seconds. He has lost a crap ton of time. Skandir has now actually overtaken Sixela, but Skandir gets stuck on that transition. Luckily, the respawn was right behind that. So he's not going to lose too much time. Still unfortunate for his team, which will enable MW to extend their lead, to extend the ace that they have built up in the race already. Going to the flip. Oh, Tourist struggling a little bit. But luckily he didn't have to respawn, so he will keep that 2nd place on. Ariana is probably on a very fast time. He didn't really seem to lose a lot of time, but as I say that, Caster's Curse is kicking in, ladies and gentlemen. And Ariana from 1st to 4th within a blink of an eye. Unbelievable. Now we go through the next underwater section. Everybody playing the yellow submarine right here. Wow, what a jinx though. I feel terrible once again. Maybe some Camp 3 action right here through this section. You can see Tourist in the lead, followed by Sixela, and now we go out of the water onto land, into the teleporter. And the positions will remain as they are for now. Now we have the grass maze. A little bit of a labyrinth right here. And Skandir does that part a little better. Oh, Sixela gets stuck in the bamboo. If that is bamboo, it looks like bamboo at least. So he is gonna drop down. He was in 2nd place. Now he is the one that takes over that 4th place. Skandir up to 2nd, Ariana on 3rd. Quarter pipe jump. Up onto the platform. Want to turn around here now. Oh, Skandir got stuck a little bit there. Ariana will take over that 2nd place. And Skandir actually has to respawn, I think. Skandir indeed had to respawn, and even Hazard is going to pass him now. Skandir with a very, very unfortunate mistake. That was a very, very long respawn, maybe even one of the longest ones on the track. He is going to lose probably 20 seconds. Tourist on 1st place. This section, very tight. You want to maintain a lot of speed right here. And if you touch the wall, you need to respawn pretty much, because you're not going to pass the upcoming jumps. Tourist will pass it though, Ariana as well, and Sixela as well. MW looking really good in round number 1. Looking good. Through the narrow looping we go. And nothing has changed in the lead. Tourist still holding up pretty strong. I think that is going to be a time under 7 minutes. Even though just barely, I would say. Because all of these drivers have made that occasional mistake every now and then. And this is the last section of the track. Ariana maybe trying to go for the overtake on his own teammate. But this is probably not going to be enough. Tourist jumping towards the finish and clocks in a 6:50.38. That is a great time either way. Ariana with a 6:51 and Sixela with a 6:54. Great teamwork right there from Milky Way. They're going to ace Oblivion in map number 2. And that does not bode well for Oblivion at all. Skandir up next. Hazard has also clocked in a time 7:03, if I saw that correctly. AEQ with another mistake. He is barely going to be able to reach the finish line here. Yes. Oh, is he going to make it? Oh, dear. Has to back off. No. Ah, what is happening? AEQ backwards it is. And he clocks in a 7:44. Wow. What a clutch ending for AEQ. Not that it mattered, but still an interesting ending to round number 1. First point goes towards Team Blue. Milky Way up in the lead, 1-0. Next round, and wow, Ariana with a very different flip strat. He cancelled the flip a bit earlier than the others, cancelling the flip through that steering in the air. What I mentioned earlier, and it actually seems to be a bit faster. Ariana gets a smoother drop into the slope on the grass and maintains more speed that way. Ariana in the lead again, followed by Skandir and Sixela. Tourist, Hazard and AEQ are following up. Alright, no big mistakes being done here, but AEQ and Hazard continue to lose some more time towards the leaders. They seem to lack the pace a little bit on this map. Or maybe they're just safing it, we don't know. This time, nobody falls into the water. Everybody survives and will be able to compete for those points. Oh, but who do we see there? Skandir actually got stuck in the water. Some edge or something. So he's gonna drop down all the way to last place. And once again, it is a triple lead for MW. Oh boy. Ariana in the lead, followed by Sixela and Tourist. Oblivion just can't keep up right now. The pace is not there. The consistency is not there. Too many mistakes are being made. As I'm talking, it is actually Hazard that lost 17 seconds. So MW can almost save it at this point. Oh, what a risky jump by Tourist. Super low. Almost didn't make the jump onto the other side of the ramp, but he survives it and actually goes for the risky landing to the left of the pole. Will pass his teammates. So they're giving it all. But Tourist actually had to respawn. Never mind. Tourist is giving it all, but actually ended up respawning. Unlucky. However, this is not really gonna play any role, because Tourist is not gonna lose a single position. Skandir is not able to capitalize from the mistake by Tourist. 17.7 seconds is the gap between Skandir and the leader, that is Ariana G. Many mistakes being made right here on this map in this round. Sixela now going for a flip. Well done. Gets a very smooth and nice landing. Keeps that speed that he needs for his grass section. Hop. Ooh, very wide jump. Almost fell off on the other side of the platform. This is a section where Ariana made a mistake in the previous round, but this time he didn't. And he will enter this underwater section. Sixela up next. Tourist will be the next one to make himself wet together with Skandir. That sounded weird, by the way. AEQ is next, but he is already half a minute behind. And Hazard is even further behind. So the positions are pretty spread here, meaning that there's not a lot to really comment about. The point distribution definitely going in favor of MW right here. So even if one of them happen to lose a position, as long as they keep first and second place, they will secure themselves the second point on map number 2. Nice and safe jump right there by Sixela. Going for the turnaround. Well done. Gets enough speed to pass this jump. And remains roughly 5 seconds behind his teammate. So as I said, as long as those two keep up the pace, even Tourist could lose his position to Skandir. And it won't play a role at all. Skandir, of course, risking it right here. He can overtake Tourist, but he needs to risk it. He needs to push it to the limits. There's roughly a minute left of track. So he can make it happen, but he needs to drive out of his mind now. Or alternatively, hope for a mistake, of course. Maybe in this section. As I said, this section, very difficult to get right. You don't really have a lot of room for error on this one. One little wall touch and you simply won't have enough speed to pass this upcoming jump. And this is exactly what happened to Tourist. Unbelievable. What a demonstration from Tourist right there. He apparently hit the wall just before the jump and wasn't able to pass it. So Skandir will take over the third place. But as I said, it won't have an impact at all. Ariana G coming closer to that finish. Half a minute left. And this might actually be an amazing time. 6:40 for sure. 6:4x, I would say. Definitely going to be clocked in by him. Unless he makes a mistake in this section. Wow, what a close line right there by Ariana G. He really knows this map by heart. Well executed. The last right-hander coming up. Then we have the jump into the finish. And this is going to be a great time. Look at that. 6:47 by Ariana. 6:47.07. Unbelievably fast time. Sixela with a 6:52. And Skandir will not clock in a time under 7 minutes. But still a moderately good time. Oh, will he make the jump though? No, Skandir takes a bath and Tourist will take over that third place. What a plot twist towards the end of the track. Tourist will clock in a 7:16 and Skandir won't be very happy about this. 7:20 for him. AEQ up next. No, Hazard first and then AEQ. I don't think AEQ is actually going to be able to reach the finish line. Makes another mistake and he decides to just go completely somewhere else. AEQ with a DNF and the second point in favor of MilkyWay. Oblivion is getting obliterated in this match. 2-0. Next round coming up. Looking very good for the blue team. AEQ not really keeping up. He has taken last place in both rounds so far, if I recall correctly. So he needs to step it up, definitely. Great start for the blue team. Once again, it is Skandir in the mix together with Tourist and Ariana G. Tight and technical section right here. A little wall bang on the right side to angle up yourself perfectly for the entry into the downhill staircase. Everybody does it nicely. Tight jump right here. Nobody making any mistakes. This is really, really well done here by all of the drivers. Oh, but Ariana with a really unfortunate dive into the water. He's gonna lose more time and more speed than anyone else. I don't know why that happened. That looked like a really random slowdown in my eyes. But I'm pretty sure Ariana has the pace to recover from that mistake. Drops down to 4th place, but probably only momentarily. Hazard on 5th and AEQ pretty far behind already on last place. Let's follow on the drivers that are still in the mix in the pack right here. Everybody flipping, nicely done. Nice backflip right there, some stunt points for everyone. Tourist right now still leading this race in front of Skandir, who is right now doing a good job at keeping up with the MW guys. Skandir has made some mistakes in the previous rounds. This time, a flawless one from Team Elementary driver Skandir. Both going for the risky jump to the left of the pole. Definitely harder than it might look like. Oh, a low backflip by Ariana. Sixella just behind. Ariana now going up to 3rd place. This is the fight between the teammates. Let's follow the fight for first once again. Is it gonna be Tourist? Keeping up the pace against Skandir, who is really, really pushing it. You can see how much he's risking it at those transitions, trying to maintain as much speed as possible. And right now it worked as well as it does for Tourist. This is some really, really high-end RPG gameplay right here, ladies and gentlemen. Great jump by Tourist, jumping really far left, minimizing the travel distance. Skandir with the wallbang comes a little closer. Oh, and Tourist now, speaking about top-tier RPG gameplay, actually did not manage to pull off the flip. And Skandir will take over that 1st place. Maybe a little spark of hope for Oblivion to win this round, question mark? Let's find out. Skandir diving into the water. Ariana is creeping in closer. Together with Sixella, and Tourist is not too far behind either. Let's have some Cam 3 on Sixella. As you can see, the water speed limit is 34 kilometers an hour. So you want to keep that up as much as possible by minimizing steering movements. But it is a 1v3 situation right there for Skandir, basically. Teleporting. There you go. So with this round, of course, it is going to be another Milky Way round. And they are going to make it a 3-0. Potentially clean sweeping Oblivion on map number 2. Now I can't tell you if map 3 is still going to be played in case map 2 is going to be won by Milky Way. Because it is a best of 3, meaning that it is technically useless to play out the 3rd map. But that's to be found out later. Let's dive back into the round though. It is once again Skandir that is being chased by Ariana G. Ariana going for a very low jump, comes in closer to Skandir. Goes for a much better turnaround. Skandir really didn't get it all too well. Loses more than a second with that and even gets passed by Sixella. So one turnaround was enough for Skandir to lose 2 positions. What a beautifully executed turnaround by Ariana and also by Sixella, who gained a lot of time on Skandir. Double lead for MW. And we have the next part. Oh, Skandir is not passing this part. Gets a very, very unlucky ceiling hit right there. I don't know why it did not work for him, but that is pretty much the early GG at this point already. Ariana passing this part with ease together with Sixela, and Tourist this time also avoids the respawn. So I would call the early GG on this one already. I don't think this is going to be the greatest of times, but a 6-minute time for sure by Ariana and Sixela, maybe even by Tourist as well, I'm not sure. Tourist is 5.1 seconds behind, and both of them in the lead have made some mistakes. So I'm not sure if that's going to be sufficient, but we're going to find out very soon. Ariana now approaching the last garden section. Boop, water bounce. Sixela, boop, water bounce. Tourist, boop, water bounce. So everybody will pass that section entering the garden. And Ariana now through the last right-hander. Goes for it and will definitely clock in a good time. Again, 6:47.04. What is that consistency by Ariana? Unbelievable. Another 6:47 despite that bad start by Ariana. Keep in mind he had that massive slowdown in the water in the beginning. And he made a couple of mistakes as well. So that could have been potentially a local one. Damn. So another point for MW. We see Hazard, who is actually going for a respawn. And AEQ is complaining about FPS problems. Only 40 FPS. Of course, that is not enough to compete, especially on a map like this. Hazard will clock in 4th place, 38 seconds behind. Oblivion is not looking good at all. Third point for MW. We're playing till 5. Will they make a clean sweep out of this one? Let's go. Next round. Oh, Ariana's technique this time didn't really work out in his favor. You saw that he flipped completely differently. This time it didn't work out for him. Ariana with the weakest start, but we see AEQ that almost didn't pass this jump. And also didn't pass this one. Oh god, AEQ is really shaky. He is really shaky right now. Up the stairs we go. And once again, the only Oblivion driver that is keeping up with the blue army is Skandir, as of now. I'm sure he still enjoys the competition, but he's not going to be happy about the fact that his team is sandbagging right now. Oh, and now Tourist is the one that gets the unlucky water slowdown. Last time it was Ariana, this time it is Tourist. I am not sure what causes this. It might be that they're hitting the water just a little tiny fraction earlier than the others. And that causes the immense slowdown. And wow, what a speed by Ariana. What was that? Ariana has got more speed through the water than Skandir. And it is now only 600s between them at the previously passed checkpoint. Neck and neck right here. Ariana versus Skandir. Ariana gets a little bit of a higher flip and loses that first place. But he recovers pretty nicely again and goes up to first place. Skandir dropping down to second. Ariana, very bad bounce, and Skandir once again on first place. What a back and forth for that first place right now. Skandir is taking over that lead. Now the second flip. Both are getting an equal flip right here. The positions are gonna remain the same after that flip. Now we have a couple of those platform transitions. Ariana with more speed creeping in closer. Ooh, Ariana! Wow, what a risky line right there. But it paid off for him and he's gonna go up to first place again. Skandir... Oh, Ariana didn't air brake, I think. And he got a very, very bad landing. So he's gonna drop down again to second place. Next flip. Both are making it. What a fight right there. Back and forth. Oh, Ariana with the full stop right now. Was pushing it a little too hard and will have to let his teammate Sixella pass. The battle is over. Temporarily, that is. Skandir on a good time. He leads by 1.6 seconds, 1.7 seconds over Sixella. Good adjustment of his line right there. Notice that he touched the wall a little bit, so he had to jump with a steeper angle up to the next platform. Very well done by Sixella. Not the best landing right there. Not gonna maintain the most speed. 2.5 seconds now. Sixella not going for the wallbang. I'm pretty sure Skandir did that. 3.2 seconds. Skandir is extending his lead with every sector. Ooh, a little bit of lag right there. Hopefully he's not going to receive a red time. Water section. Here we go. Ariana entering the water now. Hazard and AUQ are very far back. So it will all come down to the three racers at the top. Skandir, Sixella, and Tourist. Everybody surviving this section. Skandir has lost a little bit of that lead that he accumulated. It is now only 2.5 seconds and we go into this section now. Couple of bug slides being done around the corners. It is the faster strat. The bug slide will allow for a tighter turning radius while maintaining a healthy amount of speed. All of them are doing it very nicely. The positions haven't really changed. The caps haven't really changed. But now this next quarter pipe jump might change something. Let's have a look. Tourist jumps very low. Skandir has had some problems in the previous round. Turning around. This time it looks pretty good. Sixella and Tourist did it pretty well. And they came a little bit closer to Skandir. It is now only 2.1 seconds. But Tourist touches the pillar on the right side. And he's going to be out of this one. So Sixella will be the only racer that could potentially put up a fight against Skandir as we come closer to the end of the track. Skandir this time didn't have any issues with the ceiling hit. Remember last time he actually lost too much speed for whatever reason and didn't make the ceiling hit or the jump after that. So let's see. This section now, also important. Sixella makes it. In the distance you see Skandir that also makes it. And the distance will remain about the same, 2.6 seconds. Skandir might be on a good time right there. Definitely 6.4x. Oh, Skandir with another extra wall hit right there. Pretty interesting decision right there. And he has those occasional lag spikes. I wonder if that impacts his lag. Because sometimes when you lag out, the game actually runs in faster or slower in order to still remain in sync with the server. I wonder if he suffers from that, but it looks pretty good. So Skandir now entering the last garden section, and he's definitely in a good time together with Sixella. Tourist also in the mix. Ariana not with the greatest round right here. Goes for the boop water bounce. Only on 4th place this time. Ariana has been showing a stellar performance in the previous round. This time he was slacking a little bit. Oh, Skandir, where is he jumping? Oh, what a time loss. 6:47.7, and that could have been maybe a 6:46 if it wasn't for the full stop at the end. But it won't have an impact whatsoever. Sixella on 2nd, Tourist on 3rd, Ariana on 4th, and it will be point number 4 for MW. One more round is needed to win this match. Oblivion is just completely falling apart. Skandir is showing a great performance, but his teammates are sandbagging way too hard on this map. Hazard and AEQ are just not keeping up with the pace of the other drivers. Which is of course easier said than done, but of course sad. So here we go into potentially the final round of this match. MW going into this one with a very, very comfortable situation. 4-0, here we go. Oh, Tourist! What was that flip? He has to respawn all the way and goes for another full stop. Tourist, what is happening? He even stopped driving for a short period of time. Tourist is out already. He is gonna lose 10 seconds plus. And this is the chance for Oblivion to capitalize on that. One of their opponents is out, and also Sixella not with the greatest of starts. A spark of hope for Oblivion to maybe take a point or two. Let's have a look. Hazard this time with a pretty good start. The player from Denmark. Oh, almost didn't grip in time to stay on the platform. But he manages to stay on track. Sixella will take over that third place though. Skandir in the lead, followed by Ariana G. This might bode well for a nice fight in potentially the last round of this match. Bad water exit by Sixella, lost a lot of speed. Skandir on second, and Ariana now took over that lead. Let's follow on those two for a little bit. This is going to be an interesting fight for sure. Oh, both having their car a little tilted in the flip. Not really predictable, but both are saving it pretty nicely. Both of them are doing a great job at hitting those lines in the section. Oh, Skandir hit something in the air, but he was able to stabilize. That was really, really interesting. So Skandir will keep that 0.3 of a second gap between himself and Ariana G. Quarter pipe jump, and that was definitely too low. Way too low by Skandir. He was slowing down a bit too much as he was approaching the ramp, and that is going to cost him multiple positions. MW now with the double lead, Hazard on third. Already 4.5 seconds behind the leader. Oh, what a nice low flip by Hazard. Gonna gain some time with that towards Sixella. This is, I would say, the best round by Hazard so far. Hopefully he can keep that up. And it is definitely needed. It is definitely needed. They need those top positions. And if no one's taking away first and second from MW, it is the GG. Hazard now 5.4 seconds behind. He continues to lose time. Those lines are good, but just not as optimal as the lines from Ariana and Sixella. They are really on fire in this round. Going for the flip. Nice and low. Good landing by Sixella. Comes closer to his teammate. Oh, and we actually see Hazard that dropped down to 5th place. And look who it is. It is AEQ with the best position in this match so far for him. He is on 3rd place, but 11.3 seconds behind. The Oblivion drivers are pretty close to each other, occupying 3rd, 4th, and 5th positions. But they are not gonna be sufficient to take home this round. So the battle we have to look out for right now is the battle between Ariana and Sixella for the 1st place. Following Sixella here. Trying to catch a little bit of that slipstream from his teammates. However, Ariana is escaping. Slowly but surely. Two seconds now. Ariana has extended his gap by half a second. And we are surely but slowly clocking in that 5-minute mark. Quarter pipe. No one is pulling the Skandir. Oh, but someone else is pulling something completely different. Ariana actually horning, which is something we told him not to do, but he still does it. Forehead. But he's going to lose some positions. Or actually, will he lose some positions? That's the question. Ariana G. Oh, what is happening? He's completely on tilt right now. He is completely on tilt. Skandir now on second place, AEQ on third, and Hazard on fourth. Right now, this is actually the round for Oblivion, but AEQ has to respawn, and it is over and out again. This is how quick the tables can turn. AEQ has thrown it. Yep. He threw it away. Hazard also with a full stop in this high-speed section. This is, I think, decided. AEQ had it for the moment. Oblivion did occupy the second, third, and fourth position for a period of time, which would be enough to take the position, or to take the round, I mean. But then they lost it. This is the closest fight so far, I would say. Ariana versus Tourist, the two teammates for Milky Way. Oh, low speed by Ariana, and he actually has to respawn. Ariana has to respawn. Boop. Tourist with the water bounce, and Sixella is gonna clock in a great time, 6:49.43. Sixella takes first. Next up is Skandir. Pretty far back. No one actually getting under 7 minutes except Sixella. Skandir, 7 minutes 05. Gets second place. Hazard up next. Fourth place. Tourist has finished meanwhile with a 7:09. Hazard with a 7:17. And the next player to finish is gonna be Ariana, who finishes with a 7:27. Ariana has definitely slacked a little bit, has been slacking in the previous rounds. Had a great start and then it didn't really go well for him. But it doesn't matter, because this match is decided now. Milky Way will win with a 2-0 score over Oblivion. However, map number 3 is still going to be played on the next map. It is going to be the shortest map out of this map pack. It is going to be a roughly 4 to 5 minute map. So that one is still going to be played. But Milky Way will win this match. GG. A clean sweep on map number 2. 5-0. I personally didn't see that coming. But the more we dived into the map, the more I saw it coming. So that's how it can go. Next map, Sanctum Mire by Maxi031. The next map, map number 3, the final one. Here we Oh, what have I missed? Number 3, we have the lineup coming in right here. For MW, it's going to be Kevin Strike, KO Sand, and Left Tech. So let's see. We'll take it at 440. Okay. Alright, alright. who was also part of the casting team. By the way, now we see a very, oh my god, a very beautifully executed shortcut by Chaosand. So maybe we can quickly have a look at that section before we go into the live round. So that is a shortcut that you saw right there. What you can do instead of following the track normally is that you squeeze yourself under the road and the platform, and you will glitch under right next to the next checkpoint. So that is something, I don't know how consistently it works, because I haven't tried it myself, but it looks fantastic, and I'm pretty sure it will allow for some comebacks. So let's say somebody fell behind a little bit, and he's gonna go for the shortcut and pull it off really nicely. All of a sudden, he's just gonna be back again. So a really, really cool shortcut right there that you can see. Also following the other scenes, not only specifying himself on RPG, but also following the other scenes. So Chaosand is a name that you might be recognizing. And he already clocked in a pretty good time in the warm-up, 4:51. So the warm-up is now gonna end. I'm not sure what about Johals, because he just said he doesn't have the mod, which is probably gonna be very bad. Let's see. But yeah, the lineups are set, and we're gonna go live into map number 3, the last one of this matchup. Gonna be going live very soon. like this. Because this is really impressive to watch. RPG is definitely an underrated style, I would say. To the game. Some very different trajectories from all of the... Oh? What just happened? Yohaus was in the wrong team. Unbelievable. So this is not live yet. And here we go again. Third time's the charm, as they say. And now it is looking good. Levon, Best P, and Johals versus Chaos Hand, Kevin Strike, and Liftek. Here we go. Oh, Chaos Hand jumping really wide. That was definitely not how you want to do it. Drops down all the way to last place already. As we go through the tube, exiting it right here with a flip into the checkpoint. Some players are actually opting for a respawn, which is the safer approach. You can also try to adjust your car in a way that it turns around after the landing, so you can just continue driving without having to respawn. However, that's a little more difficult. Most of the players have done it kind of successfully though, so it is Levon right now in the lead, followed by 3 MW drivers. Liftek on second, Kevin Strike on third, and Chaos Hand on fourth place. On fifth it is Johals, and no, Best P actually overtook Johals. So let's follow this pack of drivers right here. Going through the hole. Oh, Chaos Hand not really well executed right there. You can definitely get less stuck in that part. Wallbang to the right, angling up for the left-hander. Jumping through the bell, and up we go again. So a very nice fight right there between the 4 drivers. Only 2 seconds between first and fourth place. Levon extending his lead now, driving over the glass surface right there. Everybody makes it. On glass, of course, you want to make sure that you angle up your car in time, because you can't really steer much more on the glass. So you need to find the angle before you enter it. But all of the drivers have done it pretty well. Turning around right here, backing up, and over the pipe we go. The positions will remain the same. 2 seconds now between first and third. So Chaos Hand lost a little bit of time. But he's still very well in the mix. 2 Oblivion drivers in the back of the pack. Johals and Best P. Also Levon now. He was first and now had to respawn as well. Johals with another extra respawn. Not the greatest of starts for Oblivion once again. A triple lead for MW. Kevin Strike and Liftek. All of them are going for the shortcut. Liftek, oh, struggles a little bit. Kevin Strike gets it first try. Liftek has to back up, but gets the glitch the second time. And Chaos Hand is actually not going for the shortcut as far as I can tell. Chaos Hand is going for the safe strat and loses 2 positions. He gets overtaken by both Levon and Best P, who both went for the shortcut, and it was successful. However, this is not going to play a crucial role. First 2 positions, as always, are going to be sufficient to take the first point. Kevin Strike on first and Liftek on second. Levon, after that unfortunate respawn, now only on third place. He was definitely up to par with the leaders. 3 minutes 20 into the track. Very odd pipe entry right there, but Kevin Strike gets it really well. And then again, he holds the local record, and it's only 2 seconds behind the world record. So Kevin Strike definitely knows how to drive this map fast, and he shows it in this round. Backwards section. Will he go for a backwards speed slide as well? Yes, he does. Wow, great speed outcome for Kevin Strike right there. And he is going to go into the respawn checkpoint. Accumulates a nice lead of 3.3 seconds over his teammate. Levon, I think, went for a slightly different route, but I'm not sure. It looked a bit weird. So he is coming closer to Liftek. Let's follow Levon. He can definitely pass him if he pushes it to the limits. We still have a little bit of track left. Half a minute left for Levon to make something happen. But where's he going? Levon was probably trying to go for a shortcut, but it did not work out. So it will be the GG for MW in round number 1. Kevin Strike coming closer to the finish. Climbing up the last building right here. And now it is pretty much over and out. Coming closer to the finish. Last jump. And this is going to be a great time for Kevin Strike. Only 5 seconds behind the world record. Great performance. 4:45.12. Liftek with a 49. Levon up next. clocks in a 4:54. Chaos Hand following up. No, Best P actually followed behind Levon. Chaos Hand on 5th. And Johals is the last driver remaining. Will he make it to the finish line? I think he's barely gonna make it. Yep, he is gonna make it. Oh no! Well, never mind. He's not gonna make it. Johals is grilling his sausages at the barbecue. He's not deciding to go for the finish. First point for MW. 1-0. Also a very fast dirt driver. I remember I was in a team with Kevin Strike as a guest driver for a dirt team competition 2 or 3 years ago. So I remember playing with him. Nice guy. And he shows his skill. And he transfers his dirt skills to RPG as well. Doing really good right here. Fighting for that first place with Levon. I think Levon can definitely do better than what he showed in round number 1. Chaos Hand is losing that 3rd place to Best P. Liftech on 5th place. And Johals again with a terrible start. Not really finding himself into this match whatsoever. On last place, 10 seconds behind. Oh, what a risky approach by Liftech. Barely able to get that checkpoint. And now he has to go for the safe routing. Can't jump over the maze. And does he even know where to go? That is the question. Does Liftech even know where to go? If you don't have enough speed, you can't pass this part with a jump. And wow, that's a massive time loss right here. Liftech lost 20 seconds with this. Levon in the lead. Extended his lead by half a second towards Kevin Strike, Chaos Hand on 3rd, and Best P on 4th. Johals and Liftech are too far away to play a role in this matchup right now. Johals 13 seconds behind, and Liftech like half a minute behind. Additional time. Chaos Hand will capitalize on that. Comes a bit closer to Kevin Strike and Levon now. Kevin Strike gets stuck at the turnaround on this narrow ledge. And Chaos Hand is now coming really, really close. Now we are approaching the shortcut. Levon is going for it. Is he gonna make it first try? No, he's getting stuck, and Kevin Strike gets it first try and goes up to 1st place. Levon drops down right next to Chaos Hand, and also Best P gets it. So the shortcut tightened this top 4 battle right now. Only 4.5 seconds between the first 4 players right now. Johals in the meantime has overtaken Liftech, but Johals doesn't even make it to the shortcut spot. So another massive time loss for the Norwegian driver. Kevin Strike up to 1st place after that great shortcut execution. Levon on 2nd. Let's see if he's gonna push it. Right now, it is another point for MW. With the current positioning, it is the 2nd point for them. Going into the tube. Oh, Kevin Strike with massive speed loss. And Levon will go for the overtake as we go into the backward section. I don't know what happened to Kevin Strike, but Levon will gladly take that 1st place back. And he is up to 1st place with half a second of a lead. Backward section now. Levon lost some speed and does not go for the backward speed slide, while Kevin Strike is going to do it. And this is what difference is going to make. Almost equal. They're going to go into the checkpoint, go neck and neck into the next section of the track. Wow, this is super close right here. Same trajectory for Kevin Strike and Levon. This is unbelievably close right now. As we go through the next checkpoint, Levon versus Kevin Strike. Both at the exact same pace. Kevin Strike temporarily taking up that first place. Dropping into the dirt section, Kevin Strike does it a lot better. Rotates his car to the right, gets the tighter angle while maintaining more speed. We're coming towards the last section of the track now. Levon needs to risk it for the biscuit now. Kevin Strike still holding strong. Levon trying to opt for a tighter line. Now Levon with the title line again. Kevin Strike loses it a little bit right there. Slows down a bit too much. Levon now up to first place. It will be decided in the last jump. Levon up to first place. And he might take it. He gets the smoother landing onto the ramp. Passing the campfire right there. And Levon will take first place in front of Kevin Strike. What a race right there. 446.7 versus 446.8. Only a tenth of a second between first and second place after 4.5 minutes of driving. Closest round so far. Levon taking first in front of Kevin Strike and Chaos Hand. And the next driver is gonna be Best P. Very, very good stuff by the drivers. And Susan with the 2-month resub. That is some good shit as well. Thank you very much. Best P 28 seconds behind. Liftech will take that 5th place. And now it is Johals left, who is most likely not gonna reach the finish line again. Levon, having the weakest of starts, gets another slowdown as he enters the pipe. Levon with some time loss right in the beginning of the round. Gets a very nice turnaround. Wow, Levon really, really well executed turnaround right there at the checkpoint. And he's going to overtake one driver. 2 drivers, actually. Chaos Hand in the lead. Liftech and Kevin Strike following up. And Levon is now pushing it. He wants that first place back. Trying to keep up with the Milky Way drivers. Good drifts right there from all of the drivers. Levon opting for a lower airtime, and it actually paid off. Chaos Hand got a little bit of a slowdown at that landing. And Liftech now going into the hole. This time he didn't get stuck, and this time he actually can skip the maze. Levon up to 2nd place. Great comeback. But Chaos Hand is not giving up yet. Great executed section by Chaos Hand up to 2nd place and even overtakes his teammate. Chaos Hand up to 1st. But Liftech with the inside line gets that 1st place back. It is a back and forth right there into the next respawn, and Kevin Strike is also in the mix. It is a 4-man battle for 1st place right now. Incredibly close rounds all of a sudden. Liftech still on 1st place, but he feels the pressure from the other drivers. Let's see what's gonna come up in the next sections. Great turnaround by Kevin Strike. Up to 30 goes. And Levon. Oh! Levon! What just happened? He just respawned. Out of nowhere. Okay. I didn't quite get why. But that is bad. So now we're gonna have 3 MW drivers in the lead. Levon with that massive unnecessary or seemingly unnecessary time loss. Johals on 5th. Struggles a little bit right there, but hey, it's all good. It's all good. And Best P as well. Shortcut time. Who is gonna glitch through? Oh wow, all of them are making it. All 3 MW drivers are getting through the glitch. Levon is not giving up yet. 5.2 seconds. This is something that he could potentially catch up, but he needs an absolute banger of a run now. No mistakes are allowed at this point. Wow, so close to the lamp. And he caught up almost a second in this sector. 4.5 seconds it is now. Levon is creeping in closer. He is really pushing it right now. He wants to recover from that mistake. And he's coming closer even further. 4.3 seconds now. Chaos Sand lost some speed over the long stretch. Levon is coming closer, entering the pipe. Really well done by Levon. And we saw Chaos Sand losing some speed there again. Backwards part. Levon overtook Liftech. Kevin Strike up to first place. Levon versus Chaos Sand. Levon gets a landing bug in backwards gear. What the hell was that? Liftech will capitalize on that, but he goes very wide here. So Liftech throws that away again. Chaos Sand gets it. Kevin Strike gets it. Levon gets it. All of the drivers have survived the backwards section. Best P now approaching this one as well, together with Johals, but they're not going to play a role for this battle. Let's follow Levon. He is on a roll right now. He is only 0.9 behind Kevin Strike, but we're coming closer to the end of the track. 1.4 seconds now. Very well executed dirt section by Kevin Strike again. Levon needs a mistake from Kevin Strike in order to catch up to that first place. It's not gonna play a role. This is gonna be another clean point for MW. But Levon, I think he just wants to win at this point. He is pushing it. He's coming closer to Kevin Strike. Over the staircase we go. But I don't think it's gonna be enough. It's still 1 second. Kevin Strike needs to make a mistake, but he jumped very right. I thought he's gonna make a mistake right there. But he is surviving it. And Kevin Strike will take that first place with a great time once again. 4:35.7. Levon, great comeback. Caught up 4 seconds to the leader. Only 1.1 seconds of a gap at the end. Takes second place. Chaos Sand and Liftech will close out the round for MW on 3rd and 4th place. Johals and Best P are remaining. They're going to clock in 5th and 6th place respectively. Both going for some BM. Best P yoinking that 5th place. And Johals is still standing there, stating he wasn't supposed to play. But yeah, 3rd point for MW. Oh, Best P struggling at the first jump onto the dirt, so he's gonna lose a second already. Bad place to crash. Best P down to last. Oh, Liftech! Good that he was able to respawn there right away, so he's not gonna lose too much time, but that was a very interesting grind on the rail right there. Loses some time either way. Levon, great start, followed by Chaos Sand and Johals. Chaos Sand with a wall touch on the left side. Johals will capitalize on that and goes up to first place. Second, I mean. If you don't count in Levon, he is first. Alright, Liftech, good section right there. Goes for the overtake on his own teammate. Everybody will pass the jump over the maze. Very, very important. This is one of the biggest time losses you could possibly get on this map. Nobody gets it by the looks of it. Oh, Mitriani, hello. Oh, but Best P actually had to completely back out. 15.8 seconds. Best P pretty much out of it already. Levon on a great time by the looks of it. Liftech, Johals and Kevin Strike fighting for that second place. But it was Liftech that got stuck on the wall. Went a bit too tight. Lucky enough that he could still maintain enough speed to pass the jump inside of that box. Johals versus Kevin Strike. The fight right here as we see Levon passing this section. Good turnaround by Johals. Went for a little bit of a tighter line and maintains himself over Kevin Strike on that second place. Oh, risky jump by Kevin Strike. Now going for the shortcut. Who is going to make it the best? Levon did it. Kevin Strike did it. Oh, what a beautifully executed shortcut by Kevin Strike and Liftech. Levon, however, did it very well as well. And he is extending his lead even further. 2.8 seconds and Levon is on a banger of a time. Johals has lost it right there. Didn't really get the shortcut well. Oh, that was a very well executed one though. Almost drops instantly into the checkpoint. So he's sitting there together with his mate. Best P44. The sandbags of Team O on this map. So it's funny that Team Oblivion always had one driver that kept up with MW and the other two just couldn't keep up at all. And that was just causing the complete discrepancy between the two teams in the rounds. So on this map it is Levon who is just completely demolishing everyone right now. 2.9 seconds now, the gap. Kevin Strike might come a little closer now if he pulls off the backward speed slide. Which is something I haven't seen Levon do. Maybe he's gonna do it now. Yes. Oh yeah, he goes for it. Even though it wasn't dragged out as long as possible. So maybe Kevin Strike is gonna come a little closer. Just a little tad though. Yeah, he gained a 10th, which is not really a lot, but it's something. Liftech on third still. KO Sand now approaching the backwards SD section. Oh, but he touches the wall. Luckily, there's no jump to pass, so he can afford that mistake. And here we have the two back markers going for the respawn checkpoints. Levon now. Oh, that was a terrible dirt section. That is going to cost him quite some time. As you can see, Kevin Strike caught up another 2/10 of a second. However, we're going to come closer to the finish line. And Levon is probably going to clock in something along the lines of a 45. If he doesn't make a mistake at the end. So Levon definitely on a fast time right now. Last section coming up for Levon. Holding up the flag for his team. Last jump coming up. No bug, no mistake. Goes to the left of the campfire. And he will clock in a really good time. 4:42 even. And he gets a new TrackMania 1 time. It is not the world record. The world record is a 4:40. But this is an absolutely insane time by Levon. No chance at all for Kevin Strike or Liftech, who also clocked in really good times. But it was just no... There was no way for them at all. Another point for MW, but great stuff by Levon. Best P and Johals finish with a 5:08. Next round goes in favor of MW 4-0, and most likely the last round of this matchup coming up now. Going into the next round, this time we haven't lost anyone yet. No mistakes being made. Johals is the last driver as of now. Best P gets a very bad acceleration out of that section. Drops down to last. So, two Oblivion drivers in the bottom two positions. Again, Levon leading once more, followed by Chaos and Liftech and Kevin Strike. Very close fight here between the three teammates, while Levon is escaping like already. He is already 0.6 ahead. Is he gonna clock in another fast time? We're gonna find out soon. Levon definitely seems to be very comfortable with this map, which is nice to see. Always nice to see a stellar performance by the drivers. Liftech up to second place, gets a nice drop into the hole. Kevin Strike down to third. KO Sand on fourth. And Johals. Oh no! He fell into the hole and has to redo this entire section. And I think he even retired. Yeah, Johals retired. So this is the GG. This is definitely gonna be the last round. Unless Levon and Best P clock in first and second place. Which is most likely not gonna happen. So, let's follow the remaining drivers. It is the fight for second between Kevin Strike and Liftech. And Levon is extending his lead even more. 1.7 seconds now. This guy is unstoppable right now. Well done by all of the drivers. The distance should remain about the same. No, it's actually 2.4 now. Levon gained 7/10 in the section. Unbelievable. What is this guy even doing? Really, really impressive. But now, we come to the part that could make or break your run. It is the shortcut. Neo slide to the right by Levon. How well is he gonna get this shortcut? Oh my god, he gets it beautifully! He drops down to the checkpoint immediately, and Levon is on a banger of a time right now. Kevin Strike doesn't get it all too well at all. Liftech up to second place, and the gap is 6 seconds! It is 6 seconds, and Levon might be on world record right now. Backwards part. Here we go. Liftech not even remotely close to reaching it. Here he goes. 7.2 seconds of a gap between first and second place. Unbelievable. Levon gets the skid marks. Cancels. He goes for the shortcut! And he makes it! Oh my god. Levon pulls off the shortcut. And he will gain even more time with that. No, but he didn't pass this jump now. Levon losing it. But at least he's struggling at a part where he doesn't need the speed. Levon loses another additional second, but that shortcut went out perfectly. This, I think, is still world record pace. Golden balls of the day are going to Levon. No matter what happens now. Let's follow him through the last set of corners. What a man. What a man. No! Another mistake! And this is a terrible place to crash. This is where you need the speed. And he gives up! No! Levon, what is happening? He is falling apart like a cookie from Subway at the end of the track. Levon throwing the world record opportunity. He is still gonna take first, and he's still gonna clock in a good time. But this was a top 10 anime death right here. 4:47. Liftech almost overtook him. Liftech with a 4:48. Chaos End with a 4:41. No, 51, sorry. Kevin Strike, 4:57. And this is GG. Levon, I'm speechless. He had it in the backpack, and then he just threw the backpack away. So, Best P up to the last section right here. Will he make it? Last jump coming up. Timer is ticking down, but he is gonna make it as well with that bug slide into... Oh. Well, that is not working out for him. So, that's gonna be it. Another clean sweep from MW at this point. 5-0 on map 2 and 3. GG.